Hey ho, my name is Jo, and today I'm going to be talking about my childhood memories that I have with books. So if you are new here, hello, my name is Joanna. I refer to myself here as Jo, right on the BookTube community. And today I'm going to be talking about all the books that bring me back some of my good childhood memories. So at a very, very young age, my mom and dad got me into reading, and reading was just literally just a huge part of my life, and I could always go back to a book when I was feeling down or feeling upset, or it was always just one of my comfort things. Like, books are my comfort space. Like, wherever I have a book, I'm comfortable. Like, I can pick up a book, it doesn't matter where I am, just as long as I'm reading, I'm happy. So it's more or less like, when I think of a couple of books, they bring back some good childhood memories, and it's just literally one of those things where my parents raised a reader. I've been reading since I remember, as long as I remember. They used to read to me every single night before I went to sleep. They used to, always buy me books and stuff for Christmas and birthdays and whatever. My parents raised a reader, and that's just literally who I am. That's why, I'm here, because I have nobody else to talk to about books. So let's go ahead and jump right into this, because I have a few books I want to talk about. So I honestly wish I had the dust jacket for this, but I will post a picture of it right here. This is Haunted Sister. Who is it? By Lael. Littke? Yeah. You can see that. So this is actually one of my favorite books that I can remember receiving from my mom. The first time I read this book, I want to say it was maybe back in, what was it, maybe, think. I want to say the first time I read Haunted Sister, it was back in 2000. No, it was sooner than that. So it was maybe like 1998, 1999. I want to say it was 98, because I remember honestly going through this like huge ice storm. Like, there was this massive ice storm that hit the state of Maine, and we had lost, like, a lot of the whole across the state had lost power. And we actually were fortunate we didn't lose power, but school and stuff was canceled a lot, because a lot of the time my teachers couldn't make it because they had no power. Their vehicles weren't working. It was kind of like an ice storm, and it was like an apocalypse. Like, it was just crazy. But I do remember I went to my local library and I picked up a copy of Haunted Sister, and I started reading it, and I devoured the whole entire book in one day. And it was really good. So I had mentioned to my mom, hey mom, I really love this book. It's called Haunted Sister. I'd really love to own it. That following birthday, I had my own copy in my hand. So this book is actually really old. It was published in 1998. So I believe I probably actually even got this in 1999. I'm not exactly sure. But if you guys are not familiar with this story, you follow a girl named Lenore, or Eleanor, or Lenore, however you want to call her. And she basically gets into a car accident with her boyfriend because, they skip school. And then she starts getting haunted by her twin sister, who died when she was younger, doing like a freak drowning accident. And then it kind of like goes like twists and turns, and there's a bunch of twists and turns, and it's just, I cannot wait to dive back into this. This is definitely going to bring back a lot of childhood memories, and yeah. I think I should read it again, that way, so maybe I can do another take on it, maybe, and see how I like it as an adult. Because this was one of my favorite childhood books. And I say childhood because I was still a child. I was still younger. In 99, I think in 99 I had just entered 5th grade. Yeah, I was in 5th grade in 99. So yeah, Haunted Sister. If you guys haven't checked this out, you really should. It's a great middle grade book, to be honest with you. It's really quick, easy, and it's not very long. I feel like, you know, the average booktuber, and I say the average booktuber because a lot of the booktubers I follow, they read like 200 pages in a day. I feel like an average booktuber could read this in one day because there's 217 pages. So, I've actually devoured this in a day. And I could probably devour it in a day again. So I'll probably end up having this in my next reading vlog. So if you guys want to see that reading vlog, hit that subscribe button. Maybe I'll read them. So the next two books bring also a lot of good memories. And that is Sharon Creech, Walk Two Moons and Chasing Redbird. These are two books that I read. These are good middle grade books. I read these a long time ago. And, well, I recently reread them. That I can tell you. I recently reread them. But Sharon Creech was one of my favorite authors growing up as a kid, even up into adult. She is my all-time favorite author, and I will never change that. I love Sharon Creech. She has a special place in my heart because Sharon Creech is definitely one of the ones that just brings back a lot of good memories. I can remember checking out the newest Sharon Creech book at my local library, even at my school library when I was growing up. And I honestly read it. I want to say I read Walk Two Moons at least 4 times when I was a kid. And I've read it once as an adult. Mixed feelings about this book. But we won't go into that too much. I will leave a link down below to my blog so you guys can see what my actual review is on this. Because I made a review on this before I started going on BookTube. So I made a review on this one. And I will leave that link down below. And the other one that I have is Sharon Creech, Chasing Redbird. Absolutely love this story. It brings back so many good memories when I was sitting reading it. I made some new memories when I was sitting and reading it. And, yeah. These, Sharon Creech, she warms my heart. They're just such heartwarming stories. But still, this one, guys, I mean, if you guys want to know my thoughts and opinions on this, I will make a video on it. However, so many mixed feelings about it as an adult. And I hate the mixed feelings that I have as an adult. I really do. But, yeah, Sharon Creech, always and forever a favorite. So the next book I'm going to talk about brings back so many childhood memories. So many warm and fuzzy memories. And just overall, just some of the best memories that I have. Little House in the Big Woods, or the Little House on the Prairie series by Laura Ingalls Wilder. I am such a huge history fan. I've always been a history fan, and these books I have, you guys can't see it up here, but I have the whole entire set up here. And this was just one of those things that I was given from a gift from my parents, like, you know, because they're great middle grade books, and there was ones I was always reading, constantly reading them. I think even I want to reread them because I just loved them. And I think one of my favorite ones was actually Farmer Boy, but because it's when she meets Almanzo and all that, and you know, it's her story with Almanzo, and I just love it so much. And I can remember some of the childhood memories. I actually got caught reading with this at one point because it was just, it was way past my bedtime, and I want to say it was maybe like 9, 10 o'clock at night, and I was, you know, still like a young school kid, and I remember being under the covers with my flashlight, you know, book open in hand, sitting there reading. And my mom comes in and says, "Joanna, it's time to go to bed." It's like, "But Mom, I want to read." She's like, "Joanna, you have to go to school in the morning, time to go to bed." So then that's why I always got in trouble reading. It was especially these ones because I probably read these like 4 or 5 times when I was a kid. Because it was just one of those things I had on my shelf. Oh, and they still smell like my parents' house, which is, you know, heartwarming. I miss my parents a lot because I live quite a bit away from them. But, you know, lots of good memories with Little House on the Prairie books. Lots and lots of memories. And I love it. So another childhood memory, we won't say childhood, but more or less say teenager. That is Go Ask Alice by Anonymous. I feel like I don't have to talk fully about this because I feel like we all kind of know what it's about. It's about a girl who, you know, goes into the, you know, drug community and, you know, drinking, alcohol, you know, alcoholism. I mean, it's in diary form. It's a really quick read, and this was one of my favorites because it was just the things that she did made me realize I don't want to be that type of person. And I feel like every high schooler should read this book. I feel like every parent needs to have their children read this book. You know, especially when they're coming to be like teenagers, because you follow a teenage girl in here. And, you know, that is honestly my personal opinion. I'm not saying to anybody, you know, make your child read this book. You know, it's really important. I mean, yes, it is important. But I'm not forcing anybody to read it. You know, it's definitely what you want your children to read. I've even seen, like, maybe in some places, I think this book is banned. So, you know, when I talk about Go Ask Alice to anybody, I'll more or less say it's really harsh. It is very, very harsh. But it's definitely something that I feel like teenagers should be exposed to. And I'm grateful that I was exposed to it as a teenager, to be honest with you. And I can't thank I can't thank my sophomore English teacher enough for this. No, he wasn't my sophomore English teacher. What was he? No, it was my freshman. No, it wasn't my freshman. I don't remember. I want to say it was my sophomore English teacher that actually exposed me to Go Ask Alice for the first time, because he had us read it with the class. I could not believe some of the things that are in here. Like, I feel like as an adult I should reread it, and just wow. Like, honestly, just wow. Like, I don't know if you guys can see this cover, but even that cover is creepy alone. Like, just wow. Like, this book has so many just horrible drug things, horrible alcoholism things, and the memories I have with this is I remember reading it at home, and my mom came up to me at one point and she goes, "Joanna, what are you reading?" I'm like, "Oh, it's just a book for school." And she, you know, I'm sitting here, I have it open, you know, just like this. I remember what page I was on. It's like, "Oh, it's just a book for school, Mom." She, you know, picks up the book like this as I'm still reading it. She says, "Go Ask Alice. Isn't that about alcoholism and drugs?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it is." She's like, "Why they make you read that for school?" And I don't remember my exact response or anything like that, but, you know, I remember the conversation with my mom, and she got a little upset that I was reading it, but then I explained to her, like, you know, what we were learning about in, you know, English class, and because we were learning about, like, you know, actual literature, like the difference between, you know, diary form and, you know, regular chapter books, middle grade books, young adult. We were learning about all the different genres, and this would happen to be one of them. So, yeah, a lot of good memories with this, a lot of bad memories with this, but if I had the chance to go back and reread it, yeah, I definitely totally would. So the last book that I'm going to put on this list is Evermore by Alyson Noel. Evermore was one of those books that I fell in love with in 2010. I was just a young teenager when I fell in love with this series. This is the Immortal series. And every single year since I found myself Evermore. I remember even picking up this book for the first time when my mom and I went to a local, well, it wasn't really local, it was more or less like an hour drive, but lo and behold, you guys probably remember, but it was called Mr. Paperback. One of like the best bookstores ever. Shout out to Mr. Paperback. Oh my gosh, rest in peace. I miss you guys so much. But I remember going to Mr. Paperback, picking up this book, reading the back of it, and I'm just like, wow, that sounds really good. So I picked it up, brought it home, read it. That was my phone. I think I probably read this in like 2 or 3 days because I wasn't really reading much at the time. And I told my mom, hey, I'm like, Mom, I finished Evermore. She's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I picked up the book. I'm like, Mom, I finished this book. And she goes, you finished it already? I'm like, yeah, there's apparently a sequel. So then it just so happened my birthday was actually 3 weeks away. So I found the second one. My mom had given me the second one for my birthday. And then that Christmas, she gave me the third one. And then the following birthday, I got the rest of them. So the memory with this is my mom was always supporting me reading, and I fell in love with this. It is definitely, it's not really a middle grade, but it's not a young adult either. It's kind of like that in between. So it's a really quick read, really fast, really easy, and the memories I have with this is just, I never had to wait for the next book because my mom always got it for me. And I always found myself, every time I got the next book, I would read the book before it again. So when I got the second book, I read this again. When I got the third book, I read this one and the second book. When I got the fourth one, so on and so on. I believe I am actually still missing one from this series, and I have to reread them again, and then I'll get myself the next one. So, yeah. Evermore, this is like one of my all-time favorite books, to be quite honest with you. So those are the books that I have that are associated with some of my childhood memories. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys got all the way to the end, I appreciate it so much. I felt like this video was maybe a little bit boring, but it is what it is. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Don't forget to check out all the links down below. Hit that subscribe button so you can see the vlogs that I have coming soon, very, very soon. And that's all I have for now, and I'll see you guys next time.